just thought I'd have a little catch up on what I've done so far. So I've done a whole load of cleaning, got I'm working through the engine piece by piece, cleaning stuff, buying stuff as I find stuff that needs to replace, trying to get all the bearings. That's been an issue. So we'll just go through a few things that I've got. So tools wise, I've bought stuff from Halfords, Red Tools through eBay, TMS Auto Parts on eBay. I've still got to get a few tools. There's things as I'm going along and buying. I can't afford to just buy everything all in one go. As you can see, I'm just working in a shed. I haven't got lots of stuff. The jigsaw puzzle that I've bought years ago is generally complete, but there's quite a lot of bits that I don't feel comfortable, not knowing any history of the bike, don't feel comfortable putting back in. So all the bearings I'm replacing, shell bearings, everything, pistons I'm replacing, valves I've bought, the valve springs I've got, the all the seals, oil seals. So it's all going to be generally replaced. But the bulk of the engine's fine. I mean, it's all in good condition. It's been stored filthy, but whoever had it before had oiled all the parts that needed oiling to stop them from corroding. When I've moved things about, things like the inside of the cylinders, I sprayed with WD-40 just to keep any moisture off. Any time that I've moved things about, I've just given it a liberal spray over the top. So although it hasn't been cleaned for 10, 15 years, whatever, the general engine was maintained, looked after, but it had been completely stripped down to individual nuts and bolts. So there we go. Anyway, I have no history of the bike, don't know the mileage. The clocks are somewhere, but they could be original, they might not be. The V5 has got the chassis number correct, but the engine number is wrong, so I assume that the engine has been taken away for something else and then another engine brought in. Who knows? It's a 550 anyway, so so I have bought bearings. The bearings have come from all sorts of different places. So 4 bearings on eBay. I've got some of the stock bearings. David Silver had got probably about 30% of the bearings and some of the seals. So I bought a whole load from David Silver. They are brilliant for finding parts, but there's limited stock in this country, so they can only get certain parts. For a load of bearings and bits, I ordered some stuff from vintage CB550 in Canada. They shipped stuff over to me. They were brilliant. I mean, you just order stuff online, it's shipped over easy as anything. John Oldfield down at Southampton, one of the bearings that is really difficult to find. I believe it's a stock bearing, but it's got a groove all the way around it on the gear, one of the gear shafts, or 2 of the gear shafts. It's got a groove all the way around it to sit into a mounting on the case. He had one of the bearings. The other bearing I've still got to get. Like I say, I believe it's a stock bearing, but it has this groove that's cut around it, so I'm going to have to get an engineer to whiz a groove around it. There's also a roller bearing that I haven't managed to source yet, but I believe it's a stock bearing. It's on the gear shaft. I will, when I get around to cleaning the gear shafts, I will find that bearing and get the dimensions off it, and I'll be able to buy one online anyway. The other place is CMSNL, Netherlands company. They stock loads and loads and loads of bits and pieces, and Wemoto is another one. Loads and loads of bits and pieces, so springs and pieces that you can't find anywhere else. You can get through them. So I've ordered the shell bearings for the conrods and for the crank. Some of those are on back order. They'll come at some point hopefully in the next 2 weeks. Pistons have been ordered now. I got them off eBay. David Silver, I've got the clutch plates, friction plates ordered. They will come. Then I can start working on the clutch. The clutch basket and everything is complete. It's all there. I need new springs because I don't trust the old springs. Don't know how long they've been on there. The friction plates look in good condition, apart from one which has got a little bit of wear. But anyway, the whole lot's gonna go. The steel plates are absolutely fine. So that's where we are at the moment. So now I'm just cleaning stuff up. I've got the cylinder barrel bit to clean up. That's filthy. You may have seen that on the last one. I'll show you that in a minute again. I'm going to clean that up. I'm gradually just working through parts. It's all looking pretty good at the moment. The bulk parts are solid, good condition. They've been looked after, oiled, and so they haven't got rusty, haven't degraded. It's all been kept dry and stuff. Just filthy. Someone's had a lathe or a chainsaw or something next to where they've stored all this stuff, and it's just covered in sawdust and grit and muck and dust. So yeah, that's it. I'm going through and just cleaning stuff as I go. As I clean it, I find things that I need to replace, I'll order them. So that's where we are. I'll see you in a bit. Thank you very much. So as I showed you last week, there's holes here that they're just jam-packed full of oily sawdust. All of that's got to be cleaned out. Sorry for the wobbly camera work. This, I'm going to get an airline on it in a minute and just get rid of the majority of that crap before I brush it all through. But it's pretty good. Where are we? There we go. Oh, that's got a bit of dirt in it, but don't worry about that. They'll clean up nicely. There's no scoring, there's no pitting in there. All looks pretty good. Likewise, the crank. All these bits here, I mean, it's all in really good condition. Just needs cleaning up. All this has been partially cleaned. It needs a proper deep clean, the whole lot. Get over it with a brush and an oily rag. Clean it all, and it'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, little bits of gasket to get off here. I'll pick those off and then clean all the faces up. So yeah, there we go. So it's pretty clean. Let's just have a look. There's still a little bit of debris stuck to surfaces. I can't get that off at the moment. Let's have a look on this side. Most of the muck is off, but I mean, it looks worse than it is, but it's still pretty filthy. Considering whether to have it vapor blasted and maybe paint it or not. There's a little chip that I've noticed on the edge here, but that's of no real importance. Otherwise it's pretty clean, really. Right, advantages of vapor blasting. You get an even colour. All of these bits would be cleaned in here. That would be nice. I could have it vapor blasted and then paint it. That's something I'm considering. Disadvantages of vapor blasting obviously are time and money. But you get such a clean thing at the end of it. Got a little piece out here that I've noticed. It's only a tiny little nick off there. I mean, it can be seen obviously, but it's not the end of the world. Just got to get some little wire brushes and get into all these little tiny gaps and holes. These holes here were completely blocked with what looked like plaster, but anyway, they're now cleaned up, opened up. Yeah, just got to try and get deep down in those holes. But I shall put this in a clean box for now and have a think about vapor blasting and or painting. While I'm at it, I'm going to have just a brief clean up of this, but you see what I'm faced with. I mean, it is just filthy. It looks like something's been living in there. Anyway, I should just have a clean up of this bit, and then that can all be just stored away till I get around to giving it a good deep clean and cleaning all the oil channels and everything else, because it is filthy. Right. Well, that's given it a superficial clean. You can see there's little bits of muck in there still. Effectively it's about 90% clean on the inside, but the outside here, I mean, it's just filthy, and down in the spark plug holes it's pretty filthy. I've got excuse me, I've got the loose dirt off. Doesn't look too bad, but there's a little bolt to try and get off there. We've got a exhaust stud which needs to be pulled out, unwound out. There was, in a couple of these holes here, I don't know if you can see that one, there was this plaster stuff in the hole. There's bits of gasket around the exhaust, bits to try and get off. Basically it needs a damn good clean, and then almost certainly paint it. It was painted before, so almost certainly paint this again. Guide's looking in reasonable shape, but I'll check those. Yeah, there we go. That's sort of cleanish, so it can go back in a box for a while. Cheers. Right, while I'm in a cleaning frenzy, here's the camshaft. I'll give that a wipe over. Alright, that's the camshaft, nice and clean. Just giving it a wipe over and just lightly oiled it, so I can go back in the box. Yeah. Cleaning day is nearly done. Right, let's get this cleaned. Just going to brush over, get the muck out of these little holes. This is one piece that hasn't been completely taken apart. I'll just clean it up, get the worst of the grime and muck out for now, and then it can be stored. Right, so that is this all cleaned up now. These all move really freely. I'll check them over, but as it's the top of the engine, I might not take them apart. I'll have a good check over, and it's still got to be cleaned. It'll go back in the box for now with everything else. It's got rid of all the gunk that was on it, so it can be stored now for a while. It's been oiled. Store it for a while until I'm ready to look at the top end. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this, really. It's in pretty good condition. Got to get the all the caps off. Some of them are solid, some of them are not. So I'll get a spanner on those and whip them off. Obviously all the washers on there need to be replaced, so I've got the gasket in the gasket set. Needs a final clean and everything, but yeah, that's a day of cleaning, I think. Right, so this is going to be the next thing to clean. We've got the gearbox. So of all the bearings, I think it's that one there that I need to buy still, or get made. Otherwise I think I've got everything, but I shall clean everything up, decide whether it's that one or this one, because I've got the other bearing. I've got one of them, and then I can take some measurements of things and make sure that it's all complete and working. Right, I've had a day of cleaning. I have cleaned these all up, and I know I've got this one here. That's the bearing, so I can put that on. There's a roller bearing that goes in here, which is in my little pot of pot of bits. That one there. I need to order that, but I can't get it off the shelf because I don't know the number doesn't correspond to anything. So I'm going to take that into a bearing manufacturers. Just get them to get one off the shelf. They'll measure that and they'll know what it is. There's also another roller bearing, needle roller bearing, which goes in this one, or one or the other anyway. That I don't know what that is because that doesn't, the number that I have doesn't correspond to anything. So once again, take it into Anglia Bearings or whoever and get them to supply that. This bad boy here is like unobtainium. So I guess it's a stock 2605, I think it is somewhere. Anyway, it's a stock bearing, but it has this groove around the outer race. So I'll have to get that one machined. So they are my 3 bearings to still get. So I've cleaned gear shafts. They're all cleaned except for this one here. I can't get this bearing off. Well, I actually can't get this this cog off without a bearing puller because it just won't shift. All the rest just slid apart. That one won't shift, so I can't get that bearing off. I have the bearing here, but I can't get the bearing off. So I've got this roller bearing, which is there, and I've got this bearing, which is there. Just need to split that so that I can swap the bearing over. So I'm going to bag that all up. Yeah, stick it all in bags, and then I shall have to order my other bits, bearing puller and bearings. And then we go. Cheers, thank you very much. Like and subscribe if you fancy. This will be going out each week. There's a video going out. Bearings, got bearings on the mind. Each week there'll be a video going out on a Thursday. I know it's not the most exciting thing unless you like putting bikes together. So yeah, if you do, like and subscribe. Cheers, bye.